Hello, everyone. Welcome to All Things Odd. I'm Dr. Natalie Phillips.
I'm Dr. Hannah Galloway.
And I'm Hailey Guyette.
All right, so we have a fun show for you today. But before we get there, I'm going to have Dr. Galloway talk about our YouTube channel real quick.
Yes, so you can see our YouTube channel in the background here. This is a good way to share our videos to somebody that doesn't have social media. So they're kind of grouped in playlists here. And you can follow us and subscribe, so then you'll get a notification every time we have a new episode.
Yeah, and all of our episodes are here, so you guys are doing great. I think one of my favorite ones was, I don't know where the thing went, but it was the flexible one. Your audiologist being flexible.
I saw the thumbnail.
This one right here.
It was when I wasn't here, and I saw the thumbnail and was like, wow, the content's really got exciting.
Yeah. So we try to keep it exciting for you guys. So today is going to be kind of fun. And if you saw our title of what we're going to be talking about, you guys, it's National French Fry Day. And do we know what that is? No, not really, but we're going to kind of share a little bit of facts with you guys because we thought it would be fun. We have French fries that we're going to be eating along the way because it's National French Fry Day. So hopefully you guys can learn some facts. But we're going to kind of kick off our show with National French Fry Day facts. So first of all, it was celebrated on the second Friday in July. And we have a lot of facts, so that's why we're going to be looking down at our notes. But we want to make sure that we give you guys, we're like, there's no way we can memorize all this. So National French Fry Day facts, celebrated on the second Friday in July. So typically it would have been July 14th this year. But I think that it was voted on to then change it to the second Friday of July. But for some reason, McDonald's today is celebrating it today. So today, McDonald's is celebrating National French Fry Day on the 13th, which means I do believe you can get a free regular size fries at McDonald's. But after our show today, you might not want to, because we're going to talk about how French fries are related to your hearing health today. So check it out. I think that there are some places that are offering free fries today and then all the way through the weekend as well. So it might be something that you want to do. Okay. So I knew you were going to join in. So our friend, Dr. Amit Gozalia at West Valley Hearing Center over in California. Oh, he says unsubscribe. Okay, I'm just going to hide that then. Thanks a lot, Amit. You won't want to unsubscribe, though, because this is going to be really interesting. So he's just joking. He's a friend of ours. But yes, we're going to talk about French fries. Okay, so why do we celebrate? Well, American soldiers who actually arrived in Belgium for the war basically thought that French fries were French because the Belgians were talking in French. And so literally that's where Americans thought that French fries came. So they called it French fries. So that's where it got its name from. The other funny thing is you say National French Fry Day, as our friend is saying, like French fries. And yes, Dr. Amit is just joking. And he's saying that French fries make great earplugs.
The ones that
don't.
Actually are a perfect size.
Yeah.
They're not no McDonald's
don't
fries.
listen to Amit. French fries do not make great earplugs. But yes, he says he's just joking. Okay, and of course we're happy to see our friend from Zambia, Isaac. So thank you for tuning in. Okay. So what's interesting is going back to French fries. I know this, like I said, I thought this was going to be kind of a fun topic.
We're really going to tie it all together here.
Yes, we will. So you have to hang in there. Okay. So with French fries, and where did National French Fry Day come from? Because we're like, what? Basically, no one knows where the holiday originated from. So really, they thought that maybe National French Fry Day, they're speculating that it probably was just a social media marketing opportunity. So we thought that was kind of funny. And so also our good friend, Dr. Corey Workman up in Estes Park, Colorado is here. And yes, we are talking about French fries today. And we've got French fries, Corey. So next time you're down in town,
drive on up.
Drive over here and we can share our French fries with you. Okay, so the other fact that I'm going to talk about before I pass it off to Dr. Galloway's facts so that I can eat some French fries is that Belgians actually consume more French fries than Americans. And French fries are actually part of the national cuisine of Belgium. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Now, I did not know that. And I think I think that's a good fact because I would say Americans think that like French fries and hamburgers are like American food, like hot dogs and hamburgers, French fries, that's like American.
Yeah, so. And I thought that, for sure Americans would eat a lot of French fries.
So. Also funny that they got named French fries because the Belgian soldiers were speaking French.
Exactly. That's Americans.
That's new news.
Okay, so Dr. Galloway is going to talk about now, are French fries good or bad?
Yes, so this means health-wise. So we've got some research to discuss because obviously they are delicious. You can dip them in different sauces and that just amplifies how delicious they are. Mm-hmm. But there's a really interesting Harvard University study. So they were trying to figure out, okay, if you eat a lot of potatoes, is that bad for you? If it's French fries, is that bad for you? And what they found out, this was in June 2017, so it's pretty current. So they had 4,400 older adults and they monitored them over an 8-year period. What they found was that higher potato consumption in general, so people that eat a lot of potatoes, that was not related to bad health outcomes. So it was not associated with a higher risk of death. But eating French fries more than twice a week was associated with a higher risk, more than double of death. And I would guess that we could sub French fries with other fried foods. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that like onion rings, like anything that's like a fried vegetable would probably count in this category. Because I'm guessing it's just the actual frying of it that is so bad for you, not the potato. So these results, the findings actually held true even after they accounted for obesity, physical activity levels, smoking, and alcohol consumption, which is pretty crazy because I was thinking in my head, well, if you had been somebody that had eaten a lot of fries every week for your entire life, you're probably not going to be doing so good in some of these other departments.
Yep.
So what's good for you about French fries, so this is where you can, tell yourself
you're welcome.
It's okay to eat them. They are high in fiber. They are great for your digestion. They're high in fiber, water, and nutrients. What's bad is that people who eat fries have 2 to 3 times, or people that eat fries 2 to 3 times a week had a higher risk of diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. So therefore, this is for you, they recommended 6 fries at a time as a proper portion.
I think I've had 2 so far.
I've had more than 6.
Okay.
We had to take pictures with the French fries, and that included us eating a lot of them. So yeah, overall, the research that they did, eating potatoes is not bad. Eating French fries twice a week or more is related to bad health outcomes. And that second research that I told you about, the 6 fries at a time, that was actually from a New York Times article that was from Harvard's nutrition department. So that's 2 studies looking at eating fried foods, more than a couple times a week, right, linked to bad health outcomes.
Yep. Okay, passing the fries over to you to hold and eat. And we are going to have Hailey talk about the next topic, which is going to be how are French fries and other foods affecting your hearing? Okay, come back, audiologists. Now we're done. We're going to talk about National French Fry Day.
Now we're going to actually tie it into what we do. So putting salt on your French fries is actually putting more sodium on your French fries. Mm-hmm. And that can increase your blood pressure, and ultimately it can increase your tinnitus. Also, it can increase fluid retention, which means it increases pressure within your ears. Or, for example, in the case of Meniere's disease, it can increase fullness due to endolymphic hydrops.
Yeah, endolymphatic hydrops. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There are also other foods that can affect your hearing as well. So we're going to talk about how can alcohol and tobacco affect your hearing. So that can increase blood pressure, and that can also increase your tinnitus. So if you were to increase your consumption of sugar and treats, that kind of thing, you could also throw off your balance and glucose levels. And if you were to increase your consumption of caffeine, it affects your sleep cycle and patterns, which is what we want it for. But less sleep can also affect your tinnitus as well.
Okay, I think this is funny because our friend Dr. Corey Workman says telling me not to eat fries increases my blood pressure. So then maybe go get some fries and have about 6 of them and then put them away. Then you won't have to increase your blood pressure. So
show his comment before that.
Oh yeah, I did.
He's from Idaho. Potatoes are alive.
Actually, Washington grows more potatoes than Idaho.
Really?
Take that, Corey.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm from Washington.
See, all kinds of facts that you get if you tune into us, because we're just dropping facts. So, all right. So then I'm going to talk a little bit more about higher levels of cholesterol. Well, Hailey grabs the fries. Higher levels of cholesterol may increase your risk for hearing loss. And so obviously, this was called from a 2011 study that found both that a diet high in cholesterol can negatively impact your hearing, and switching to a low cholesterol diet or starting cholesterol lowering medications may decrease that risk of hearing loss as well. In 2014, there was also a study that found that patients with high cholesterol were more likely to experience sudden sensorineural hearing loss. And that's tough because we've seen a lot of sudden sensorineural hearing losses, and sometimes they're unexplainable, right? And sometimes you can't track back exactly what happened. I've had people that they're very healthy and they went out for a run early in the morning, and when they came back, they lost their hearing suddenly, right? So there's this sudden, idiopathic, unexplainable, sometimes sensorineural or permanent hearing loss. And in 2014, that study says that even with high cholesterol, you're more likely to experience that. So we wanted to pass that on. So why is this happening? Well, cholesterol is made in the liver, and it's essential to your body function. And if it gets too high, it can actually increase your risk for heart disease and impact your circulation, which then affects that blood flow, right? And blood flow even to the inner ear, where you have the hair cells, and then it can actually damage your hair cells. So it's almost like it's a if this then that, or it's a cause and effect. And so we're trying to talk about what you're putting into your body, but also how it can affect in the long run hearing loss, sudden hearing loss, and even other disorders that are associated with hearing loss as well. So with that, I'm going to have Hannah talk about other disorders and what you eat versus hearing loss.
So diabetes is one that comes up a lot with our patients. So there's a lot of patients on pre-diabetic medication or medication for diabetes. So according to the National Institutes of Health research in Japan, individuals with type 2 diabetes are more likely to develop hearing loss than somebody without diabetes. Subjects with pre-diabetes or elevated blood sugars have a 30% increased risk. And it's possibly due to damaged nerves and blood vessels in the inner ear. So yes, I was going to say that it's because of the reduced blood supply to the inner ear is where we get this relationship with hearing loss. So we have some more facts. There are no specific foods that will cause or prevent hearing loss. Also, hearing loss cannot be restored through changing your diet. So those are, lifestyle factors that will lead to things over time, but there's no quote food that's going to do it for you.
And then lastly, I think Hailey's going to talk in the last part with foods and how even the nutrients in foods and how they affect your hearing.
So foods rich in potassium, so bananas, potatoes, which we're eating, and black beans can play a huge role in how the inner ear functions, and how that converts sounds into signals that the brain can interpret. So sorry if I butcher names, not great with names. So Dr. Sheriff Tadros from the International Center of Hearing and Speech Research in Europe, he published in PubMed that a regular intake can maintain your current level of hearing. So regular intake of potassium.
Not French fries, potassium. No. Okay.
And then zinc, which is found in almonds, cashews, dark chocolate. Can be effective in reducing tinnitus, according to George Schamberg Jr. From the Schamberg Hearing and Allergy Institute. Magnesium, which is believed to combat free radicals emitting loud noise exposure, can act as a barrier and protect those inner hair cells. And then finally, folic acid, which is found in spinach, broccoli, asparagus, has been shown to slow the onset of hearing loss. Per Dr. Jane Durag from Nestle Research Center in Switzerland. So eat foods full of potassium, zinc, magnesium, and folic acid. And that will help your ears, even though changing your diet cannot necessarily get your hearing back.
Yeah. So We hope you learned something here while we sat here and enjoyed our facts that we learned, as well as ate some really good French fries that we got from Pitchers. By the way, we'll just make a pitch for Pitchers down the street. It's a brewery, and pub, and we got some lunch there, and we made sure that we ordered some fries so that we could talk about French fries because it's National French Fry Day, guys. So get out there, educate people. If there was a fact that you liked, post it here in the comments. If there was something that you have a question about, leave it in the comments as well, or send us a direct message. This is on Facebook. It's also going live on LinkedIn and also on YouTube. So we will check any comments that you guys have, but hopefully you guys learned something. Go enjoy some French fries, but only a few, like six. Don't eat them twice a week. And then again, I think what I learned was the part that you talked about, Hailey, at the end, with making sure that you're eating healthy with foods rich in potassium, magnesium, zinc, and then also that folic acid. So yeah, if there's anything else, let us know. But we had a fun time preparing this episode for you guys. We hope you guys had fun as well watching it, and share it out. We'll see you next week. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.